now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Jamaica.
Mr. President, Jamaica welcomes the convening of this high-level meeting and expresses its gratitude to the President of the General Assembly and the distinguished representatives of Cape Verde and Astria for their efforts to bring the meeting to a reality. It has been 3 years since the Global Plan of Action has been adopted. In this regard, Jamaica believes that this serves as an opportune time to assess what has been done on a global level to rid the international community of this heinous crime of human trafficking. Mr. President, the government of Jamaica accords the highest level of political commitment to the fight against human trafficking and unequivocally denounces the scourge of trafficking in human beings. Jamaica reaffirms its determination to prevent and combat trafficking in persons, protect and assist victims, prosecute crimes of trafficking in persons, and strengthen our local, regional, and international partnerships against trafficking in persons. In keeping with the Global Plan of Action, as well as a host of international instruments, including the Protocol to Prevent, Suppress, and Punish Trafficking in Persons, especially women and children, and the UN Convention Against Transnational Organized Crime, Jamaica has continued to develop and strengthen its domestic, legislative, and institutional framework. The overarching legislation specific to prosecuting, suppressing, and preventing trafficking in persons in Jamaica is the Trafficking in Persons Prevention, Suppression, and Punishment Act of 2007. The Act makes provision for giving effect to the Protocol to Prevent, Suppress, and Punish Trafficking in Persons by inter alia, outlining the offense of trafficking in persons, restitution, protection of victims, proceedings, and penalties. Though being regarded as fully compliant and consistent with international and United Nations standards set by the Palermo Protocol, over the years it has been seen where the Act may be strengthened to more effectively combat trafficking in persons. As a result, Jamaica has reviewed the Act and a draft bill has been finalized and is now to be approved by Cabinet for tabling in Parliament. Such amendments to the Act include expanding the definition of exploitation to include debt bondage, increasing penalties from 10 years to 20 years, providing for the new offense of conspiracy, punishable by imprisonment of up to 20 years or both fine and imprisonment, outlining aggravating circumstances that the court may take into account in sentences, and the granting of restitution to the victim within the same proceedings in which the person was convicted. Mr. President, the combat of trafficking in persons in Jamaica has been afforded the highest level of institutional support through the establishment of an interministerial subcommittee of Cabinet to monitor and make recommendations on Jamaicans' effort to fight trafficking in persons. A national task force against trafficking in persons was established to coordinate our response. The composition of the task force is equally reflective of the level of importance which Jamaica attaches to the issue and the holistic approach it has adopted and spans a gamut of institutions and organizations in the fight against trafficking. The task force includes representatives from all relevant local stakeholders from the government, law enforcement, the justice sector, and civil society. In spite of its constraints, Jamaica has made significant strides in addressing the issue of human trafficking. Jamaica has approved a national plan of action to combat trafficking in persons 2012 to 2015, which adopts the guiding principles of the Global Plan of Action. A secretariat was established within the Ministry of Justice to support and monitor the implementation of the action plan. On the ground, since the Global Plan of Action in 2012, we have undertaken concrete action. Some of these include a victim shelter has been established, 255 raids have been conducted, 6 cases have been detected, and 39 victims have been rescued. We have doubled our efforts in preventing and identifying trafficking in persons by expanding outreach, sensitization, and training. Over 50 lectures reaching over 2,000 individuals have been conducted by the Jamaica Constabulary Force alone. All other relevant institutions have also mainstreamed trafficking in persons awareness in their public awareness campaigns. We have launched social media pages, conducted island-wide tours, and staged outdoor and school broadcasts, reaching approximately 5,000 individuals at the location. The government is also presently engaged in a series of regional coordination meetings supported by the International Organization for Migration with other Caribbean territories to enhance our coordination of response. Nationally, a memorandum of understanding is currently being developed to establish a standard protocol to govern data collection and information sharing relating to trafficking in persons, victims, and offenders. Mr. President, Jamaica believes that the commendable work being done at the national level must be adequately supported by efforts at the international level, as no country or region has remained untouched by this gross indifference to human life. It is in this regard that Jamaica expresses its gratitude to its international partners for the support given in building capacity to combat this phenomenon, and hope that such fruitful collaboration will continue as there is still so much work to be done. Here, I quote our Prime Minister as she declared, our ancestors fought for our freedom. It is a disgrace that at this juncture of world history we should see the emergence of a new form of slavery which renders women, men, girls, and boys to be traded as chattel and treated as subhuman. Jamaica will never again allow any form of slavery or subjugation to pervade our society. Firm in its resolve for dignity of our people, the international community can rest assured that Jamaica will continue to take bold actions in combating this heinous activity. Thank you.
I thank the distinguished representative from Jamaica.